So here's an exciting thing. Premiering tonight in America is Penn and Teller Fool Us. Acts go on and do a trick and then some, which baffles the seasoned duo of Penn and Teller. And tonight, there's a 21-year-old from Northampton who's only been doing magic for a little over 2 years. She's remarkable. And meet Emily Robinson-Hardy. How nice to see you,
Hello.
Emily. Are you happy with the term magician, first off?
Yes, I'm very happy with the term magician. I use the term magician and mentalist interchangeably.
So mentalist is mind games?
Mind games and mind magic, yes.
And you didn't take an interest in it particularly growing up, did you?
Not really, no. It was more of a case of my brother had a Marvin's Magic kit that you got for his birthday. And from that, I just used to sit and I used to try and work out the tricks, but I never used to perform things. I was always just really curious about how things were actually done. And I really fell into it by accident because my mum, and shout out to mum because I know she's listening.
What's your mum's name?
Maria.
Maria.
Yes, we love mum very much. Mum said about trying to get into acting because I'm actually going to give a lot of credit to Tom Hiddleston because I'm going to blame him entirely for me falling into this profession.
Do you know him? Have you got a thing going on, you and Tom?
I met him at Comic-Con and I have a picture of him in my bedroom that I wake up to.
Well, you're good as best friends then, aren't you?
Practically, yes. But growing up, I used to obsessively watch Thor Ragnarok. When I say growing up, it came out 2016. So I'd obsessively watch this film to the point that I knew all of the words and I would end up quoting the film. And Mum said, "Oh, why don't you get into acting and go to drama school or something?" And I thought, I don't really want to do that. So I went online, looked at acting jobs online, didn't really get anywhere with that until I essentially just fell into it, applying for a job as a TV stunt magician, which was so cool. And I just thought, that's what I want to do.
You got the job?
And I got the job, yes.
Doing what?
So I started off on America's Got Talent. My very first performance in front of an audience doing magic was flying to Pasadena in California and performing in front of Simon Cowell, Sofia Vergara, Heidi Klum, Howie Mandel and a massive audience.
This never happens.
No.
Normally people have got years of learning the craft.
Yeah.
So what, did you have a set? Did you have a repertoire that you could pick from?
No.
No?
I went in with one trick created by the fabulous Martin T. Hart, and now I'm here.
Well, being a magician, you've just pulled Martin T. Hart out of a hat. Hello, Martin.
Hello.
You know this line of work, don't you, really? You were a radio man, yeah?
Oh, yes, I started off... do you know, my very first job was creating the puzzles for BBC Puzzler magazine. So they had to be all original. I had to come up with 100 puzzles a month that had never been seen before in a magazine. That was my first Think It Up challenge. And it went on for a while. Poster and Puzzler, that was it. And it was to do with... It was the Fast Forward magazine. People might remember that if they're as old as me. Yeah, that's where I started. Then I went into radio, and accidentally I ended up with my own show, which was fantastic.
Where?
It was... the People Show, Liberty Radio, London, many years ago. And I met Paul Daniels.
Wasn't Liberty... Have I dreamt this? Mohammed Al Fayed? Was it his station? Liberty?
Probably, yeah. I just went in and did my show.
Took the money. Typical radio person.
But, so... I met Paul Daniels, which was great. We wrote a book together called Today's Con Games, which is no longer out because it's not today. It's Con Games anymore. He really got me intrigued with magic. And I ended up writing another book about magic, which did really well. And from there, I just ploughed forward. I was thinking up my own magic tricks.
So now, Emily, you collaborate, do you then, with for the tricks?
For the tricks, yes.
Okay.
Martin is essentially the brains behind everything that I do, and I am the performer.
So the tricks, are they all variations on a theme, Martin?
They're originals, so we don't really want to put anything out that's been seen before, because otherwise then it's just another face doing the same thing. So we come up with original routines, except for the one Emily's performing tonight.
So what's that one, Emily?
So that is any card at any number, known as a can in the magic world. And the idea of the trick is someone picks a playing card and someone picks a number, and you count down in the deck, and at the chosen position is the card.
Okay, so 42, and then someone else has said, I want Ace of Hearts, and then you stop it at 42, and that will be Ace of Hearts. Yeah?
Exactly.
But that can't be
Yes.
done. That's witchcraft. That's ridiculous. Can't be done.
But yeah, I went on the show and I performed that.
What was that experience like? Did you know them first? Because
No.
Penn and Teller were kind of before your time, really, on
Yes.
Channel 4.
Yes, so I know they've been performing since the 70s.
Huge.
And I've been watching Fool Us for quite some time. Obviously, you can't get the show in the UK, so I was getting clips on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, wherever I could, and just really admiring the work.
So is the premise of Fool Us that you have to trick them so they don't know how it's done?
Yes.
I'm not sure that can be done because they go into the DNA, Martin, don't they, of magic?
They know everything.
You'd think.
And they've had 10 seasons of Fool Us, so they've had 10 years of people coming up with new methods, which eventually they get to figure out. So they're even more educated than they were when they first started that series.
So how then do you make it impossible? Because this trick is 19th century, isn't it, that
Yes.
you're doing? So what do you do to put wheels and whistles and bells on it to make it impossible?
So my variation of it is I don't touch the cards at any point in the routine. Normally with a can, people will be like, magicians are handling the deck. Normally there's some degree of force or trickery that goes on behind the scenes to make sure that the magician can always get the card at the right place. But my version, I do not touch the cards at any point.
So how'd you get on?
Unfortunately, I have signed a few documents.
Yeah, we've all
so
signed documents,
until
Emily. How'd you get on?
tonight, I'm not saying anything, so you're going to have to watch my video. It comes out.
Where's it going to be? How can people find it?
So it's going to be up on YouTube hopefully a few minutes after the performance is broadcast in America.
Very good. So if you go on YouTube for Emily Robinson Hardy.
Emily
is
Robinson
that name?
Hardy,
Okay,
yes.
then you'll find it there. And you've got some cards with you. So I love magic on the radio. I love it. What are we going to do? We're going to do that trick.
I've got, unfortunately, no, that's the one trick that I'm not allowed to perform.
Oh, that's part of your sign stuff.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we have a variation. Well, it's a card trick. It's a simple mentalism card trick that
Okay.
I think's quite fun. So,
I love that Martin is your glamorous assistant. It's like
Yes.
a 21st century makeover
Yes.
of the trope of magic.
a proper role reversal, and I absolutely love it. It's refreshing and it's great.
Come on then.
With a card trick, just like to invite you to pick a card.
Yeah, okay.
Any card you
Yeah,
want.
got it.
And don't show me, don't let anyone see. So what happens with these card tricks is that the magician will always say, okay, now I'd like you to put it back in the deck. But I don't want anything to do with this. So you can stick the card back in the deck, do it under the desk and shuffle it as many times as you like.
Okay.
And I genuinely, if you can confirm, I do not have my hands on this deck.
You're one side of the desk. I'm about 4 foot away. There's a barbed wire wall in between us because I can't get close to people. And so you've not seen it now. I shuffle them, yeah?
And shuffle them as
Okay.
many times as you like.
Okay, there we go. So I've got all of them. They're shuffled. Done. Back to your glamorous assistant.
Absolutely not. You keep hold of those cards.
Oh, I'm loving this.
So what I now need you to do is just tell me what card is next to the card that you chose. So you've put the card back in the deck and you've shuffled.
Yeah.
Just tell me what card is next to your chosen card.
So for that, I've got to open up the deck.
So open up the deck,
Okay.
fan through, find your card and tell me what card is next to.
Okay. It's... okay, this will be the one where I can't find it, innit?
It can also be you can also name the card either to the left of it or to the right. You've got a choice.
Okay. Yeah.
So what's the card?
5 of clubs.
So you chose the 5 of hearts.
Yes, I did choose the 5 parts. Oh, you'd have been burnt at the stake several hundred years ago, you would.
Yeah, definitely.
So what are you going to do next? Now you've got this. Is this now your career? Are you going to go and back to drama school? What are you going to do?
So my stint at drama school has finished. So I spent 6 months at the Royal Birmingham Conservatoire, and I've got an unconditional offer to go to the University of Northampton to do multimedia journalism, because at the end of the day, I'd like to be sat where you're sitting and be interviewing people.
Yeah, no, there's a barbed wire wall. You can't get over here, I'm afraid. You're trapped. You can't get over here. Well, why not? It's an amazing thing to do. Why
But yeah,
not?
I want to keep the magic going on the side, because it is so much fun, and just it's such a cool thing to be able to come out and do.
Probably cool. So do you do it for friends? Do you do it at parties? Are you doing that yet?
No. So performing magic actually gives me a lot of anxiety, so I'm literally sat here shaking.
Okay, love, you've been perfect.
But yeah, no, I've struggled a lot with anxiety, so I tend to just keep to performing on stages or anything, because I'm more distracted about performing on a stage than I am just doing it for friends, because I feel like friends will figure me out.
I don't think anyone will figure that out. You
Good.
weren't even touching them. How do you know that? That's amazing.
Magic.
So you're going on YouTube. What time's it air?
I believe it airs at 2 o'clock.
In the morning?
1 o'clock.
In the morning. Okay.
Yes.
So when you wake up tomorrow, if you go on YouTube, look for Emily Robinson Hardy, and you'll find it there.
Yes.
And we'll find out if you've managed to fool Penn and Teller. You have an amazing talent. And
Thank
you
you
have to
very
do
much.
whatever gets you through the day, and if it gives you anxiety, then don't do it. But you will make people very, very happy, and ultimately yourself if you do it. So
But it's...
best of luck, Emily.
Thank you.
Thanks, Martin. I've never seen a more glamorous assistant.
Here she comes.